Welcome to the Buying a House in Japan podcast. My name's Take,
And I'm Joey.
and we're two friends who just quit our corporate jobs and bought a cheap house in rural Japan.
The goal of this podcast is to document the highs and lows of the process while informing you of every step you need to take in order for you to do it yourself too.
We're by no means experts, and we're doing this for the first time, but we hope this gives you a realistic expectation if you embark on this journey yourself, and we hope you enjoy the show.
All right, welcome back to Buying a House in Japan podcast. I'm your host, Joey, joined by co-host.
Take Kurosawa, how's it going?
Doing all right. I believe last time we left off, I was on my way to a Halloween party. We're going to continue this episode sort of along the lines of the Dear Diary series, sort of talking about our experience here, what's happened up till now. What are some things that have happened since that Halloween? I can talk about the Halloween party, but what else has happened?
I'll switch into question asker here. As I'm curious how things have been going. It's been about a week since we last recorded. First off, congratulations. We've officially hit 1 month since getting keys for our place. So hell yeah, we still have a place. Congrats, Joey.
Still have it. Yep. 1 month.
Still have it. Huh. Even there's been a neighborhood fire. Is
it really 1 month ago? We walked 1 month ago tonight. Yeah. We walked in and had that really scary experience.
It was 1 month ago from this date. 30 days ago that we walked into the haunted house and we're like, oh shit, did we make a mistake?
Yeah.
I think things have gone 180 since then. It feels honestly like dog years. Can't believe it's only been a month. But going back to the important news, how was your Halloween party, Joey?
Halloween party was a blast. It was in Oita City, so rode the train for the first time there. Train's really nice. Train's really clean. Made a few friends. What's that?
Okay. You took the train, not a cab?
I took the train there, took a cab back. Yeah, it was a good party. I went as, I think I mentioned this before, I went as the nun with the sunglasses from How High.
Okay, how many people actually knew what your costume was?
People love the costume. No one knew what I was talking about, but like a lot of people wanted to take pictures with me, at least at the very start.
Oh, okay.
Costume kind of fell apart during the party, but whatever.
How many English speakers?
Oh, everybody. It was an APU, so excuse me. Yeah, it was an APU party, so Ritsumeikon. So yeah, everybody there was kind of like an international student, felt like.
All right. So if you can't speak Japanese, just know a lot of places in Japan do speak English. So Beppu, it happens to be one of them. So good news for non-Japanese speakers.
Yeah, you can definitely find, especially Tokyo, and I'm sure like any major city, there's going to be international community.
Yep. Switching gears, I know we have other exciting news. I think last time we chatted, we had committed to contractor A. His name is Sato-san. Since then, I think right after the Halloween party, he started construction. Joey, what's the update there?
That's right. So we got the contractor in. He started doing some work. We sent him some money too, so things are moving along there. So the downstairs of our house is like a construction zone now. The floor. Mm-hmm. So just for the listeners out there, the downstairs of our house is basically a hallway, old tatami room, kitchen, and then like a bathroom and another tatami room. But the main sort of part of the downstairs is this tatami room, kitchen, hallway area, and that's all ripped up. The only thing that's left is the hallway and the kitchen. It goes right down to the dirt in the tatami room, so all the boards are ripped up. Every time I walk down there, it kind of feels like he's got like strings stretched and measuring tapes and stuff kind of laid out. It looks like an archaeological dig kind of every time I go down there. And kind of like with the spotlight he's got set up on it too, just it like feels like an archaeological dig. But yeah, I believe he's working on the earthquake proofing stuff at the moment.
Okay. I don't know if we covered in the last episode yet, but we kind of upped our contractor A, Sato-san, he came in with a pretty low bid. I think we added on quite a few things, actually bringing up our bid closer to, Joey, what's the final bid amount? Like close to 5 million yen, I think, off the top of my head. And we'll confirm in next episode.
We just sent them 16,000 for the first of 2 installments. So 16 times 2, 32K total.
Okay, so 32K USD. This I would consider is a full renovation. Things we added is we're going to add 7 air conditioning units. We're painting the house black. We're having him do earthquake proofing. So I think for value, 32K for a full remodel is pretty good. I know the exchange rate has actually also hit a new high. It's 152 yen to a dollar, which is crazy. Is it still that? Let me check.
It's interesting
Okay.
how we're pretty close. Like I remember when we like before we bought this house, we're looking at the numbers and we're like, okay, so around 42,000 US, and we're like probably have to put 100% of that into the remodel. We're like
Mhm.
pretty spot on with our estimates from way back when.
Yeah. Also, talking to Joey maybe the first day, I think something that really surprised me was like the contractors arrive on time and they are very clean about how they. I think they're very just more like calculated, and maybe almost robotic, but they're also more dependable. So far, at least for the first couple of days, right, Joey?
Yeah, he's got his like inside work boots and his outside work boots, which is like
Ooh,
kind of interesting. Like see contractor like changing shoes all the time, but yeah, that's how he's working.
dude, that's so good, Mike. I have contractors doing work in California right now, and they're walking into my no shoes house with their work boots all the time, and good to
He's got
hear.
like work boots for outside, and then kind of like a lighter like sneaker work boot for the
Mhm.
inside.
Another fun thing I've been telling Joey to kind of run, what is it? Is it Pavlovian? Like where I've been telling Joey
Yeah,
to get
Pavlov's
coffee.
dog.
Pavlov, yeah, he's doing that Pavlovian experiment where I was like, Joey, every morning, just make him coffee, hit him with that caffeine. How's that been working out?
I mean, I do. It's working out. I mean, I am a caffeine addict, so I'm always going to be making coffee. So I'm just like, every day I'm like, you want a cup too? And he's, of course, kind of thing. He likes it. He likes the caffeine
Okay,
a lot. So
he's
yeah, and then
opening up too, right?
it's good. And then we like sit and chat for 20 minutes. The other day we like walked around the neighborhood. I showed him the house that burned down. Another
Mhm.
day we went to go get kaisendon after that. So yeah, like it's like a kind of good, almost like a bonding experience with your contractor, right?
Okay,
But yeah, it's
there we
good.
go. Love it. I think one of our goals, and I probably mentioned this in the past episode, is to build a team wherever we go. So again, it's only been a month since we've gotten the keys, but I think we've successfully found a kind of property manager, fixer. Fumi, shout out to you if you're listening. We found a cleaner. What's that guy's name? Yuichiro or something?
I
Uh,
don't remember.
I got him online.
You like them a
And
lot.
then
I thought they did a normal job, but I mean, I guess that's good. That's good
I thought
enough,
they
doing
I
a
thought they
normal
did.
job.
Yeah, I mean, they worked hard. That's for sure. They didn't slack, in my opinion,
It
and
wasn't cheap
for
though. It wasn't cheap.
wasn't cheap. But anyways, we found at least a pretty good cleaner, in my opinion. And then lastly, we have a contractor slash handyman with the Sato Sound guy. So I think we got the trifecta, to scalably do more of these if we want.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's
So
interesting.
yep. So how to
How to
I think it's
scale, is the
yeah,
question.
how to scale, which kind of brings us, I think I've been back in the US for about 2 weeks. Both, for context, Joe and I both jobless right now. We've been jobless for, I've been jobless for about 4 months. How about you, Joey?
Yeah, jobless since March 2023. It's now November 2023.
We went into this project, honestly, kind of, I'd say, kind of letting Jesus take the wheel. We've been taking it a step at a time. We've both known this is something we've wanted to do, but we're kind of coming to a point where we're now figuring out like what are we going to do with the house when we're done with this, like our now that we've assessed some options. I,
Yep.
for one, my funds are running dry. I'm getting a little worried. What about you, Joey?
Funds are running dry. I guess I'm living with my parents right now in Nova Scotia,
Mhm.
so I can probably stretch it a little longer than you can stretch it, but
Yep.
yeah, would like to start making some money somehow. But I mean, so the reason why I quit my job wasn't exactly to come to Japan and buy a house. It was more to figure out a way to start making some passive income. I decided
Mhm.
I'd probably take a year off work and then see some way to start making passive income. I guess like it would be nice to have something on the side, while even if I have to get another job in the future. So really my focus kind of from now until I really run out of money is okay, I got to get something up and running.
Totally agree with you. I think we've both discussed like going back to the tech hamster wheel is, sure, it's comfortable, but it isn't. We'd be running in that hamster wheel forever.
Hamster wheel.
That's the way. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm desperately trying not to go back into the tech hamster wheel if I can avoid
Yeah.
it. But it does. It gives us more purpose now. Let's say we do get a job. We know that this is something that we both enjoy: renovating houses, finding these abandoned houses, and setting up dope spots. So um, there's a little bit more of a North Star, I think, for both of us now.
Yeah, yep, yep.
All right. So I'm gonna hit you first, Joe, with some hard questions here that I've been thinking about. I recently talked to a couple, I think, real estate subject matter experts, people who've done stuff in Japan and are pretty familiar. Both of us are, I say, quite green, and we're just kind of going head first into this. But I got hit with the question of, what's the exit plan here? What are we? I think we've been talking a lot of game to our friends of like, hey, you should buy in Japan, or hey, it's so cheap. But yeah, that question of like, what's our exit plan is something that I've been thinking about. Like, what do you want to do with the house when we're done?
We're green, but we got the enthusiasm. We got the
There we go.
enthusiasm.
Yeah, hell yeah, definitely.
Okay,
All right.
what do you want to do with that? So the question was, what do we want to do with the house when it's
Yep.
all fixed up and ready to
Yep.
go?
What are our options, and what do you
Yeah,
think
okay.
about? We can discuss them. Yeah.
Well, so I mean, option one, which was kind of originally the reason why I got excited about even doing this in the first place, was just to spend more time in Japan.
Mhm.
I haven't been back to Japan in 12 years. It is really great to be back and spend some extended time here. So to kind of have
Mhm.
like vacation home here, that's definitely an
Mhm.
option. Just keeping it as a vacation home and just using it. We learned a lot from this experience. We wouldn't make any money off of this, but in terms of like a lifestyle upgrade, we've at least secured a lifestyle upgrade if we choose to use it this way.
Agreed. And the maintenance costs seem pretty manageable. I think, assuming we left the house unoccupied, we'd have people to clean it, we'd have people to fix it if something went wrong, and we'd have Fumi to property manage if we needed anything. So I think that is a viable option. So option number one, vacation home with minimal upkeep costs, right?
Yeah. That being said, it's just since being here, I am getting more excited about trying to figure out a way to either make money from this property in some regards. So I
Mhm.
guess there's a lot of interest in Japan. So there's, I think we brainstormed a few different ways, either renting it out somehow, short term, mid-term rentals, flipping
Yep.
it. Honestly, I don't have an answer for which one's which. I would say that the flipping aspect seems like the most fun, to come
Mhm.
into like a house and kind of apply your design sensibility, which is really the most fun part of all this. I feel, kind of like
Agreed.
seeing it come together, being like, oh, and just kind of like making executive calls. Like, I want the bathroom concrete box, I want the knock down these walls kind of thing. That's that makes it, uh, that's all the fun right there.
Totally. I think the big difference with Japan and I guess a lot of other places is Japanese real estate's a depreciating asset, except for areas like Tokyo and maybe some unique like ski areas. So, any renovation we would do, if we kind of like let that property sit, it wouldn't necessarily appreciate. So, but I hear you. I think the quick flips might be something that we look for. Again, this property is we're going for I think the common theme is high impact. We're really trying to make it comfortable, nice, and also I think pretty a little design forward, right? And I agree with you. This is kind of the dream. If we could just keep on doing this, but also have it sustain and grow a business, that would be ideal, right?
Yeah, I feel like we have good design sense. Okay, yeah. So Japan, the assets don't, homes rarely, the home isn't going to appreciate. It's really the land price that
Mhm.
is subject to market fluctuations. Maybe it goes up rarely, but maybe more likely it goes down. But I do think like me and you can kind of set the homes that we design apart from everything else on the market. I mean, I feel like we kind of have a little bit better. I mean, not to, we haven't even done one house yet,
We
but
do have a better design taste than the average
yeah, better, not only better
Journey.
design taste, but we're kind of thinking a little bit outside the box. Like, how do we shove a sauna on this property, or like, how do
Totally.
we kind of like we're thinking like a little bit more, like one
Little
step
Lux.
more luxurious than everything else that's
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
market. So
yeah.
it is a differentiator there.
So definitely, option two, flipping the house. Some things we've looked into with that is, capital gains costs. So we bought the house around, let's say 40K. We're putting another 40 in renovation. Let's just say round it like our total costs are 100. And if we were to sell it for, I don't know, 150 to 200, the capital gains alone is quite high, Joey. I think it's like 30%. So that is something to consider. I don't know. I talked to my accountant a little bit about this, and we would have to, we might have to pay some U.S. taxes, but let's say best case scenario, we spend 100, we sold it for 200, we have to pay capital gains on 100K. So we'd be pocketing, I don't know, this is real back of the napkin. And anyone listening who knows better, please correct us. I would assume we could be pocketing like 50K US or something. Maybe, I don't know what other costs are there, but I guess 1 month of work for 50K. I don't know. We need to really think about this math, but that is something that would be ideal if we could sell this. I don't even know what real estate fees. There's probably a lot of other incurred costs we're not thinking about.
But even okay, say it's only 50K. I have zero
Yeah,
income right
it's a
now,
lot.
so okay, 50K is a
Yeah,
lot. But
yeah,
let's say it is just 50K. Does kind of seem like, oh, that's all we get. But again, kind of like why we did this in the first place, and we were kind of just let's just make it happen, is like for the
yep,
experience
yep,
to understand the system a bit better, and I feel so much better prepared to judge an
yep.
Akia or another Japanese property after this experience. We kind of
It's true.
know, we learned so much just from buying this one
Yeah.
house.
Goes back to the scalability thing. Let's say we sell this house and we have Sato-san. We're like, Sato-san, let's run it back. This time, let's do it. We're going to come into this next renovation with at least a better price gauge, better material gauge. So, all good points, Joey. I think that's a
Yeah.
great point. Another curveball. I know we talked a little bit about the burned down property. I think we've talked a little bit about, hey, what if we get that burned down property? We have considered, do we buy it? We make it parking lot? Do we put a cold plunge and a sauna and a private onsen hot spring there? Thoughts there, Joey?
Yeah, I am going to approach another realtor this week. Maybe the same one, maybe another one. I already approached one realtor inquiring about the property, but that was like the day after two people
Mhm.
died. So they were kind of just like, whoa, 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 bro, slow down a little bit. But I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead. They're like, wait till after the funeral. And so I'm pretty sure the funeral's over now. So I'm gonna go back and inquire again. Yeah, I feel like if it's cheap enough, kind of like I know we're spending a lot of money. I was about to say if it's under
Yeah.
10K, we just go for it. If it's under
I
5K, 100%. Under
yeah.
10K, we at least have a conversation.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was under 5K, even just from a parking spot perspective. Side note, we've been struggling to rent this parking spot near our house where a contractor can park, and it's costing us like not too much, like 40, $50 a month, but I don't know, over time that adds up, right? So if we could snag a piece of land near us for 4 or 5K, I think that would be a no-brainer, Joey.
Yep.
The question is like, if we bought that, what is the ROI of us building a cool man cave like on a second property, right?
Yeah, I mean, if again, this is something we brainstormed the other day, but selling it as a package deal because the house we're in
Mhm,
right now is like just a few doors down. Sell it as a package deal, and then on that property,
mhm.
we have the onsen, the cold plunge, the sauna, or whatever we want to put there.
That would
Just
be so sick.
increasing the lux, I feel like. So I looked at what's the most expensive property in Beppu right now. It was a
Mhm.
little over $500,000. Has a swimming pool, but honestly, like it's that kind of like fake, I don't know what French, what like
Yeah,
a
it's
little too ornate kind of design kind of thing. And I was like,
too clean.
yeah, it's like I just feel like the design. Okay, fine, it has a pool, but like design wise, kind of whack. So
Yeah, that's something we'll have to think about. Can we I don't think we can combine parcels. We might have to sell it. I'm not sure how to sell something in a bundle deal. That might be a question. Yeah, if we talk to a real estate agent, be like, hey, if we bought that burned down property, could we sell it together with Jisoji Lux? I think that would be a great 1-2 deal, 1-2 punch. If we could somehow gain more value out of that, I could see myself wanting to buy the two together if I was like a loaded foreign investor, right?
yeah, come here every day. I cold plunge every day. The cold plunge has to be facing the sunrise,
Okay,
obviously.
yeah. Boom. On the roof, man.
Yeah,
I
on
don't
the
know.
roof. On
Ocean
the
view,
roof.
unlimited potential. Okay, so that's enough about option 2. We've definitely thought about flipping. Option 3, and actually I think the initial what we thought was Airbnb. I actually just listened to Ziv's podcast on, I think Tracy talked a lot about short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, long-term rentals. I we looked at Air DNA data. It said we should be able to make $1,000 to $2,000 a month. the more I dig into Minpaku, the Airbnb laws, I think it seems quite complicated, Joey. But I would say if we I say we still go for it just because of that learning aspect.
Yep. And
Um,
if
mhm,
anything, from the people I talked to at the I went to the JREP conference in Tokyo. Shout out to Ziv and Emil and Anton
mhm,
for putting that together. It was a great time. Some of the people that I met there that were like heavy Airbnbers here, they all kind of made it sound like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Minpaku, it is a lot of stuff, but it's not as crazy as you think, and you can cut a lot of corners. Is the thing I learned. Like everybody's cutting corners on these rules.
okay.
For example,
Yeah, I mean,
the trash, and you have to pay to have your trash taken away because it's a business trash now, and everyone's like, I don't do that. I just put it out with everything else. So it's like those kind of soft corners people are cutting.
okay, yeah. I say, we should definitely still think about that because you and I are both not going to be there year round. The other option is renting out to friends. I know there's been quite a bit of interest from a couple of my friends as well as yours, Joey, that doing monthly rentals might be good. That would give us some passive income. I don't know how taxes would work there, and that's something we'll need to figure out. But, would you prefer short term rentals or renting to friends if we had both options?
Maybe renting to friends first. I don't know. Depends how hands off Minpaku Airbnb could be.
Totally.
If it's still quite hands off, then maybe that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Minpaku is 180 days. So ideal case would be like Minpaku 180 days a year. From there, we have friend rentals, and the rest is like our personal vacation home or something. Best case scenario.
Yeah. Another sort of exit strategy that someone that I met at the JREP conference told me about is kind of the negotiate hard when you buy an Akia,
Hmm.
renovate it for super cheap. So buy for super cheap, renovate for super cheap, and then get a long term tenant in. And apparently, you can
Hmm.
make like returns of like 20%, 25%. Again, we're talking low numbers here, so you're going to have to do more than one. But that
Yeah.
does seem like an exit strategy that is working for a few people right now.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty smart, savvy like investor strategy. I think we both discussed it. Like we're a little bougie, or at least we want to do something more
Yeah,
edgy.
it's not
But I
exciting. It's not exciting.
yeah. Another super curveball in here is, do we sell and do we relocate to a different area? What this one person I talked to who's familiar with Japanese real estate just kind of kept hammering like Tokyo, Tokyo, Tokyo. And you really can't deny it that Tokyo is still going to be the center of Japan, and it's probably going to hold real estate prices. It's going to get more tourism. So curveball is, do we relocate, Joey? Like I love Beppu, but if we're talking business ROI, what are your feelings towards that?
Yeah, I mean, I used to love Tokyo. I don't know how much I love Tokyo anymore after
Mm.
but okay, I just spent 3 days in Times Square, it felt like. I spent 3
Yeah.
days in Shibuya, so I got a little tired of it. I'm definitely bullish on Fukuoka. But Tokyo's probably investment-wise, Tokyo is probably a better idea, but numbers are higher there, contractors are gonna be higher, prices are gonna be higher for everything, so it's a little bit of a different game from Kyushu.
Yeah. I think at that point, it's like I think there's capital out there. I think there's enough hype with people we've talked to that if we are determined and be like, hey, let's get some foreign investment, or let's get capital from friends and family, or let's like do a fundraising round to do something in Tokyo, that I think we could do it. It'd definitely be more risk.
Well, what I learned, I don't even think we need to raise. Maybe, but what I learned is that so even though if you check at home or myhome.nifty.co.jp or like even my website Akia Mart, if you're looking in
Mhm.
Tokyo for, or actually we've renamed to Jillo.com, but if you're looking in Tokyo for kind of sub 50K US prices, there's not a lot. But what I learned at the JREP conference is for some reason they're not listed. There could be a whole bunch of different factors why they're not listed. I think probably real estate agents don't find them very profitable to sell, but you can
Mhm.
find Akia like kind of in the sub 50K in Tokyo, you have to go to an actual office, brick and mortar, and start asking around and talking to people. But they're out there, is what I learned.
Mm.
So I don't even know if we
Mm.
need to raise too much capital from friends and family to get started in Tokyo. And for anyone else thinking this, go on a trip to Tokyo and just like go to a Fudosan and start asking.
True. I think yeah, that's actually a pretty big pro tip. And it's similar, to, I guess, to anywhere. Like I was talking to this real estate agent too, and she was just like, "Hey, most of the real good deals don't even hit the range database, which is equivalent to MLS. They're all kind of like done before they even go to market." And I think we see that honestly, just being in Beppu, right? I'm pretty sure we can solicit a couple of the abandoned houses and probably get them for a fire sale,
Yep.
and that might be what we need to do, I guess, right?
So, yeah. So one tip I learned at the conference was that one of the reasons why, okay, a few reasons why a realtor might not want to list this property, even though, let's say they might sell it for 20K or something in the end, they might not list it. One, it's not worth their time and effort. They're not going to make a whole lot of money off of it. And two,
Mhm.
the property might have a lot of problems. And I don't know in Japan or even in the West if the realtor or the agent has any kind of like lingering responsibility to the property after it's been sold. I'm not exactly how that works, but this is what this
Mhm.
person was telling me at the conference is that it sounds like in Japan maybe they do, or there's a lot of the chance they might get sued or something like that. So they don't even want to
Mhm.
really sell these things because it's just too much of a headache for them, and that headache might like continue into the future. So it's not quite a clean break. So one of the things that this person told me to do is you need to make it clear to the realtor that you're here to buy it, fix it up, and like they don't have any lingering responsibility to the property. Like you just have to kind of
Yep.
like make that clear that you're looking for
Mhm.
cheap price. You're looking for cheap prices, and in return, you're not going to be a burden on this realtor. And that's kind of the deal you're looking to establish, so that you can get the cheap prices and get access to all these like akiyas that they know about.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I think now we have a little bit more credibility that we've gotten our hands dirty, right?
Yep.
I think we can just show, even though I don't know, I don't know what we're gonna see, but Jisoji was not in the greatest shape, and we can just be like, hey, we've done it. We're okay with bodo bodo conditions for sure, and can handle, right?
Yeah, exactly. And all we need them to do is facilitate the sale, and then yeah, I didn't realize this, but maybe we need to like stress that like they don't have any obligations to the property afterwards.
Yeah, a lot to think about, So it's kind of going over. It's like one, we can. What was our first option? We would sell it.
No, it's
Option one
vacation
was
home, vacation
okay.
home.
Vacation home. Vacation home. Option two, we flip it. Option three, we set up as an Airbnb or a long term rental. Option four, we sell it and we relocate to a different location. I guess that's kind of option two as well. But a lot to think about, Joey. I don't. What would be your top pick? Let's say we're looking back on this. I'm interested in recording and hearing this like 5 years from now.
Yeah, I mean,
What would you want uh,
as I mentioned this
manifested?
before, okay,
Yeah.
perfect. If I could push a button and then have my perfect plan, I'd say, okay, we fix up Jisoji Lux, our property
Mhm.
here in Beppu. At least experience it for a season. We put some designs,
Mhm.
at least enjoy it for a little bit, right? But then flip
Mhm.
it. I think we
Okay.
can do. It's fun, it's fun, and I think I don't love how close we are to our neighbors, to be honest.
Yep.
Um,
Agree.
that's the biggest thing here. I wish we had a little bit more barrier. So I think the next, what I'd be on the lookout for next for a place like where I would want to stay is someplace with more privacy.
Yep. I'm pretty
So
aligned with you.
yeah,
Yeah. I would say to get even more specific and try to manifest this goal here, I would love to get that parking lot, make it, put some kind of like industrial building, concrete building with a cold plunge, sauna. Maybe if we can get the onsen water there and a parking spot with a pizza oven on the top roof so we can throw some parties. And then we sell that to a friend of ours, it would be ideal. If we could sell it to a friend of ours who can get a Japanese loan, just if anyone's listening to this who's Japanese and can get a loan, I think interest rates are still sub 1%. So let's say we sold that whole thing for 200K at a sub, let's say I think right now I've heard of 0.87 being a common loan amount. That's about 600 US dollars of loan payment over a 35-year loan. So I don't know. I think we have some people in our network, Joey, in Japan that could get a loan and could have this sweet house, vacation house for themselves. So after we do that, Joey, I would love for us to buy some more Boda Boda properties, maybe get two even, and do it at the same time, or kind of start scaling would be the dream.
Yeah. All right, man. Why don't I, after this is done, I'll just like, walk to the whatever. I'll look on Google Maps, whatever the nearest Fudosan is, realtor,
Okay.
and like
Yeah.
I'll just go ask. They'll
Okay.
probably
Yeah. Just ask him and just ask, hey, ask him about flipping even. I know that's a tough conversation to have in Japanese, but just be like, hey, we're working on this house. We're not sure if Beppu's the right spot for us, even though I think honestly our location is so sick. If we could work remotely, I'm still pumped to live there for the next year or two or a couple years even.
You know what I like? I like walked out, went for a little walk this morning. It's so quiet in this neighborhood. Like it's like
Totally.
pretty nice. Like the how quiet it
Yeah.
is sometimes.
Yeah. Thing is, we're probably the loudest one, so we need like some sound insulation, and actually just for heat and cooling purposes, insulation too.
Yeah, last night I came back from Fukuoka last night and I was like playing in the like the chill living room space upstairs. I thought the windows were closed. I was playing my lo-fi reggaeton playlist, but then I had the
Okay.
curtains closed. But yeah, it was curtains were sorry, window was open, so I hope I wasn't too loud. I wasn't playing music too loud, but
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, I think it's good. I think if no one listens to this and we're the only listeners a couple years from now, I think this is a cool documentation episode. I think it's
yeah, our thoughts
we're at
on
a
exit.
crossroads right here, and I'm curious where we go. It could be a combination of everything, right? But ultimately, man, I hope we can make a business and not have to go back to the tech hamster wheel. Best case scenario.
I hope so too. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Everybody who, if you're looking for discover cheap properties in Japan, even more expensive properties in Japan, check out Jillo.com. That's
Hell yeah. I
that's
think
our website we're building together, and eventually trying to monetize
next
it. Right now, it's completely free though, so get it while you can.
Hey, next episode, Joey, let's actually take a deep dive into Akiyamart Jillo, kind of walk through why things are how it is and who it's for. I think there's a lot there. We are, to Joey's point, I think this is such a great tool. If you're listening to this and you're looking for properties, Jillo.com is going to be a huge resource. But yeah, Joey, let's talk about that next. I think there's an opportunity to talk about our business model of what we're trying to do and kind of brainstorm. So wow, we've been talking for 35 minutes, so I'm going to cut this one short, Joey, but any last words?
No, but excited about all the different exit strategies and about Jillo.com, and hopefully in 5 years when we look back on this, we'll be like, oh man, I don't know if
Yeah,
it's an "aw, man" thing, but just, like, interesting to hear and, like, to kinda, like, you
it's
know,
definitely going to be interesting to hear.
so naive or, like, whatever emotions we're gonna have at that time. It'll be good.
Bullish. I think, yeah, we're definitely a little, maybe not reckless. I think we're pretty, I think we're taking risks here. We're risk takers right now. This is
Yeah, what did Matt
yeah.
Damon say on that Crypto.com commercial? Fortune favors the bold or something like that right before the FTX
Sam
collapse.
Bankman-Fried's got 110 years in prison or something like that. So,
Yeah.
but all right, buddy. Well, good episode, and yeah, excited to see you in Beppu in T minus 2 weeks. Actually, oh boy.
Yeah,
All right.
buddy.